Hello, 8 White parents and families. Welcome to 8 White. I am so excited you're here tonight and very thankful that you took time out of your busy schedules to be here to learn about your students' school year. So I just want to say thank you for making tonight a priority. I am sorry I'm not able to be here tonight. Many of you know from my emails that I am out of town for a family wedding. So I would just like to say hello, sorry I can't be here, and I appreciate your understanding. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. I am off second and third period for planned periods and team meetings, so feel free if you would like to call, leave me a voicemail, and I would love to talk to you if you have any questions or concerns after tonight. So a little bit about me. My name is Jen Swiderski. If you can't tell from my room, I went to Illinois State University. I have an undergraduate degree in middle level education with a psychology minor, and as of this summer, I finished my master's degree in education with a technology endorsement. So I'm really excited about that. This is my second year teaching in Geneva, but my 6th year teaching. Before this, I taught down in Bloomington, Illinois. I taught 6th grade math. I have some experience teaching social studies, and I taught a class of science as well down there. So I am a Geneva grad. It is great to be back in Bleeding Blue. Not everybody gets to see these beautiful pictures, but I do show these on the left to the students to show them that Geneva is a great place, and I was in their shoes at one point too. As you can tell, 8th grade was my best year. You're actually sitting in my old social studies classroom, which is kind of crazy. But middle school, we've all been there, we all remember it, and I like to tell the kiddos that, hey, I've been there, I've done that, I'm here for you, and I care about you. So it's always fun to talk about my middle school experiences here in this building with the students, and I like to encourage them to get extremely involved in high school. As you can tell, here's my really beautiful marching band picture. All my old college roommates have this as their picture for when I call them, so it's really, really entertaining. But anyways, a little bit about me. So curriculum this year. Super excited. Our algebra curriculum, so 4th hour, you guys have received some video tutorials from me. I've sent those home for students and for parents, and we've watched them in class as well. The algebra curriculum is all online, which is great. Students receive this awesome textbook as well. So some nights we're going to have homework online, some nights we're going to have homework out of the book. But I sent home some video tutorials as to what that looks like. I also am recording all the videos and all the notes online, so if students are absent or they're sick, or students just want to review some material, they can always check the videos online. Pre-algebra, we are using the Utah Middle School Math Project again this year. So if you Google that, you can actually go to this 8th grade tab up here and get all the notes for students. I have videos recorded on my Weebly, and I know I've explained that through some of the video tutorials I have emailed home. So if you have not been getting emails from me, if you could stop by the office or call them this week, the email you entered on the registration form might be wrong. I have sent home quite a few emails, so those are really helpful with video tutorials and fun tips. Both of these curriculums are aligned to the Common Core state standards, and both have wonderful material for our students this year. My homework policy aligns with the school policy. Students are expected to complete all homework assignments on time. Students who did not complete homework on time will receive a pink slip for a working lunch the next day. So before I made this, I just got an email that I'm going to start putting NHIs in the grade book if your student did not turn something in. So an NHI means, hey, it was late, it was not turned in. And as soon as your student turns that in, I will go ahead and give them full credit. But I'm going to go ahead and leave a comment under that, under late or lunch served, just so that you know that it was late or your student served a lunch in order to get that in on time. Retake policy, I go along with the school on this one. Students have 10 days to make up an assessment. After those 10 days, they can no longer make up that assessment. I can give a student up to 85% on their new assessment and 100% up or 100% on their quizzes. So this is a great opportunity for your student to try and raise their grade if they're confused on something. I always encourage students to do the retake regardless, because it's awesome to have that feeling of accomplishment that you finally understand something or that you've improved. So in order to do a retake, students must turn in all their homework. Their IXLs must be done at 80%. They have to do their test corrections, and most importantly, they need a conference with me. That conference is going to be the two of us sitting down, going over problems they got incorrect, and doing some reteaching and relearning. So those are the 4 things that I need from your student in order to retake a test in math. The grade book. 60% of your student's grade is on assessments, particularly their big summative assessments or tests. So when you look in the grade book, it's going to say an I can statement. I can add fractions. I can multiply fractions. I take those Common Core standards that are out there and I make sure that I split them up in the grade book so that you and I can communicate and your student can understand what they're doing well on, what standards they're good at, and what standards they're kind of struggling on. So those I can statements, your student can redo just one I can statement from a test, or they can choose to redo the whole test. My theory on that is that students deserve to practice each standard, and if they can do better on a standard or they want to improve on one standard, great. 25% of the assessment will be quizzes, and 15% of a student's grade will be learning activities and homework. My thing with homework, in algebra, students will receive a little bit more homework because they are in a high school level class. But my theory on homework is that the homework I assign, I want to give students around 10 minutes in class to complete it, if not more, and I want to make sure it's a meaningful activity. So I'm not going to give your student busy work just to give them busy work. I will give study guides and review worksheets just as good opportunities for them to reflect on their learning. Of course, I can always assign your student additional problems if you would like your student to work on more, but we are making sure that the student as a whole does not have over an hour of homework in math class every night. So going along with homework, there are 4 times I'm always free to help your student: before school, during lunch, most days in study hall, and most days after school. I just ask that you have your student reach out to me through email or in class to confirm that I'm there after school or before school, because sometimes I have meetings and additional activities here around the school. So I want to help your student no matter what, whether it's helping organize binders or helping them study for a test. I'm here for your student. I want to make sure that we're building those skills that they need for high school. So please feel free to reach out to me or have your student reach out to me if they need help. I'm free during those 4 times. All right, other things to know. I have sent this home in one of those video tutorials, so hopefully this looks familiar to you. On the left is our new team calendar. When you go in, every week will be in a calendar. I know you guys have received some emails on this as well. For me, I put CW as classwork, HW as homework, and SBD is what should be done. Like I said earlier, a lot of the things that should be done are things that we've done in class. So if they're not done in class, that's when it becomes homework for your student. I also made both of these hyperlinks links to my website. So if you click on that, it'll go to my classroom website. On here, you can see more details as to what we're doing in class. You can also scroll over like this algebra and click Unit 1, and you'll be able to see all of the notes. So if you're wanting to refresh even your brains on algebra, by all means, go ahead and watch the videos. Pre-algebra, they're all in there as well. Some of those lessons are me teaching. Some of them are other teachers in the building or from Geneva Middle School North. So if your student's absent, I know for me in 8th grade, it was always very stressful to be sick and come back and think about that huge to-do list that your teachers have for you. For me, I've told students to go check the calendar online, and if it says we're going over notes for 1.2, they can go watch the notes from the couch or from bed if they're sick on their laptops or their cell phones, just so that when they come back, they're caught up or they don't have as much of a to-do list. It's a great way to review for tests. It's a great way to go back and relearn at home if you're confused. So all those videos are uploaded there for students as well. So last but not least, I'm sorry I can't make it. Thanks for coming. In those packets, there are magnets so that you can put them up on the fridge or door with all of my contact information, the class syllabus, and a starburst. Thanks for being a star in your child's education. Thanks for coming. If you haven't signed in yet, please do so. Have a great night.